Welcome to our broadcast, Dell Residency and APEX, Optimize Your IT, brought to you by Dell Expert Network. I'm your host, Kenna Johnson from the Channel Company. Dell APEX and Residency services help to relieve the burden of day-to-day support, allowing MSPs to do more in less time. I'm joined by Sepulveda and Paul Mitchell from Dell Technologies to talk about some of the benefits of these solutions. Welcome. Let's start with segment 1. Dell Residency Services drive measurable benefits. What is Dell Residency, Jim?
At the core, residency is the service we offer in which Dell resident experts who are highly skilled engineers specialized in specific technology areas that are placed in companies and MSPs which are facing a skills gap. Through Dell's proven professional training program, our experts are extensively trained and regularly certified to deliver highly technical expertise to extend the internal capabilities of our customers and partners, allowing them to evolve with the latest technologies.
How does Dell Residency help drive efficiency and boost productivity?
Why should an IT team go through the process and inherent risk of recruiting, staffing, and managing overhead when they can work with a trusted, proven partner in Dell Technologies to identify and place the best possible resource, primed for day one productivity, to meet the need at hand? You and I can turn a wrench and research the best options for ventilation, but I'd rather hire an HVAC professional to install a new air conditioner, But that's anecdotal. Let's talk proven results. Business and IT leaders who utilize Dell Technology residents report a 40% improvement in staff adoption and technology utilization, an average of 9 weeks saved during technology transitions with a 47% reduction in overall IT costs, a 31% increase in staff efficiency, a 26% reduction in IT service delivery cost with a 25% improvement in technology performance, and last number here, I promise, 18 fewer subsequent monthly calls into Dell support than those who choose to go it alone. Also, best practice sharing efforts are made to enhance the internal IT capabilities as standard behaviors of the residents as well.
What flexibility does Dell Residency offer MSPs?
Flexibility is a strong point. We offer resident experts across almost any portfolio you can imagine, from our storage lines of PowerMax and PowerStore to data protection, then into Microsoft and VMware, CI and HCI solutions, networking, multi-cloud, applications and data, of course, resiliency and security, the many different flavors of digital employee experience, Microsoft Cloud productivity and identity management, digital service management, VDI, and even project management as well, if needed. The best part is engagements in a lot of cases start at just a 1-week commitment with the Dell resident expert. It's safe to say that MSPs who choose to utilize Dell resident experts can boast a much broader array of capabilities.
What is a timeline expectation when purchasing residency?
The first step in the process is a scoping call with a member of our solutions principal team to ensure we're identifying the best resource and expectation of length of residency. Then our resource management screens potential candidates. A residency project manager coordinates the interviews with the MSP in this case and assigns the right resources, and they can identify the project start date as well. Start a process to start of work, usually within 4 to 5 weeks. It is important to note, however, that as early as possible in the residency, the MSPs should communicate any wishes to extend that resident expert's stay with the residency PM to ensure that their resource is not reassigned.
What is the support structure offered to MSPs purchasing residency?
Once the resident expert is selected, the onboarding occurs. The access requirements and expectations are established, and the resident expert will provide weekly communication with the customer. Of course, all of this is governed and monitored by the residency project manager, whom the customer has access to as needed. Dell Technologies Global Network, of course, stands behind each residency engagement.
If an MSP is interested in Dell Residency, who should they reach out to, and what would be the next steps?
Dell Residency is offered as a solution for Dell Expert Network members. You can reach out to the Dell Expert Network Program Manager at alicia_bowling@dell.com to schedule a scoping conversation with a solutions principal.
That brings us to segment 2, APEX Backup Services. Traditional data protection and backup solutions are no longer meeting the needs of customers. How does APEX Backup Services address that problem?
Yeah, really good question there, Kenna. So thank you for that opportunity. So I think, with the pandemic and the endemic, it's driven a lot of mentality to a more of a OPEX cloud-driven centric modeling that customers are looking for. So Apex Backup Services is exactly that. It is a SaaS-driven control plane, including storage and application support for many applications, allowing customers to now have an OPEX consumptible model in the terms of basically what they're looking to address, and a very scalable solution to address, obviously, today's application workloads and future workloads as well.
How do Apex Backup Services help MSPs protect SaaS apps and hybrid workloads?
So the application supports a whole slew of different products and solutions, including with endpoint devices. But, the applications such as SaaS applications such as Salesforce and M365 and Google Workspace still need to be protected. So with Apex Backup Services, we're providing a SaaS-driven element to protect, in fact, SaaS with SaaS. So it's a very simple, easy model. And then things like endpoint devices, as well as traditional workloads such as VMware and Hyper-V and so on, and across things like SQL and Oracle, and now use a centric single control plane in a really OPEX model, giving customers a lot of flexibility.
How does it help manage growing data volume with complete visibility?
Really good question. So the platform is built on microservices in a cloud-centric type model. So as we need more solutions behind the scenes, it's basically auto-scaled. So as a customer needs more storage or they need more compute power, it's basically managed by Dell. And that's really the attraction for a lot of people now, so that effectively don't have to worry about some of those growing concerns.
Now, I know this next question is really important for MSPs. How does it allow MSPs to grow their footprint and do more in less time?
Similar concept to what we've discussed so far. Being a SaaS-based application, MSPs can take advantage of this type of application for not only managing customers remotely, but things like if you think about having to do upgrades and push out new versions of software in the world we live in today with amongst compromise and malware, having constant updates is consistent. But traditionally, that's been a model of MSPs having to visit customers on, not that's a bad thing, but obviously having the principles of having to go there to do things. Having a SaaS control plane will now allow them to push out code upgrades and keep the customer constant and updated, basically, from a simplistic model.
Jim and Paul, thank you so much for your time today. And thank you at home for watching. For the channel company, I'm Kenna Johnson.